Hey everybody, welcome back to another Writing Sprint video. Today we're wrapping up Writing Sprint 6 and getting into Writing Sprint 7. But before we do that, I just wanted to share a little bit of process stuff that I've recently figured out that I think has been working well for me. So before we go into Trello, let's pull up my favorite spreadsheet, my writing metrics spreadsheet. This is where I put together like all my pivot tables and all this good stuff that I use to produce the year-end summaries. Oh man, I love Excel. I love charts. I know I'm probably alone in the writing community, but that's fine. That's fine. The other thing I've got here, which preceded the working areas that I've got down here by a long time, is I've just got every single day. I just track what I worked on, how long I worked on it for, and how many words I wrote that day. In the case of work code W, which is writing. And what I noticed here is I started doing these things. You might notice these guys here, these summaries, right? So essentially what this is before I start drafting a chapter, I basically just open a blank document and I'll look at my outline and I'll basically just like kind of skim over what I need to do, and then I just basically vomit words onto that summary of like, this is what's going to happen. It doesn't have to sound good. It's like, I think of it like the 0th draft of my book, and then when I get to writing, then it's actually the first draft. But doing that just basically lets me brain dump everything that I want to happen in this chapter just right onto the page. And yeah, I don't know. It just happens so much more quickly. Like, if you see here, I've got rate, which is just words per hour. Chapter 11, the summary, 1,300 words. It's really not like that long. The the summary was 1,300 words. The chapter itself ended up being like 5,100 words. So, like, clearly this is the actual draft here. The chapter is 5,100 words, not just a 1,300 word summary, or close to 1,400. But what's happening here is like, this is coming out at 1,300 words per hour. I did that in an hour. And then next time, every time I sit down to write chapter 11, I'm hitting at rates at like 900, 1,200, 1,000. Whereas look, before, my rates occasionally got like real high, but like this isn't really that high. It's artificially high because it's dividing by less than an hour. We've also, like, I feel like most of the time my rate is close to like 500 or 600 words an hour. And that was true, like, going back to when I was writing. I believe all this is, I didn't even keep track of the task I was working on here, but I believe 2020, that must have been An Ocean of Others. Yeah. But I was hitting like occasionally 800. Oh, this is NaNoWriMo, so you can't look at those. Those are unusual too. I don't know why. NaNoWriMo speeds me up. But yeah, 500, 600, occasionally a nice like 788. But now I'm very consistently getting like in the thousands. Look at all these 1,000 or 900s in a row. And that goes for just time spent on the summary too. So I'll finish, or not on the summary, I mean to say. So I'll finish like the summary in one day and then the chapter in 3 days, or the summary in one day and then the chapter in 2 days, rather than 6 days in a row of working on just one chapter. So it speeds me up so much, and I just feel like, I don't know, does anybody else do this? Do they just like dump? Oh, we can't look at that. That's spoilers. Let's see. Let me see. Where did I start doing these summaries here? I did them in, yeah. Like, this is the summary. They go investigate this small crater. They do this. They do this. It's just like play by play. And then that turns into, boom, 2,400 word, like a nice scene here. So yeah, spoilers if you're watching this, who cares? Spoilers don't ruin books. I don't think so anyway. But yeah, I figured I'd share that with you. If you're ever struggling to get first drafts out and they just don't seem to be coming, just turn off the filter. Just look at your outline if you've got one, or if you're a pantser, than just brain dump right onto the page and see what happens. Maybe it'll work for you. But it's definitely been working for me. So I think this has pretty much become a staple of my process here whenever I'm writing first drafts. In the same way that my revision guides are kind of a staple for when I'm doing second drafts or third drafts. Anyway, that was real long-winded. I thought I'd just share that for you. Let's take a look at Trello now and see how we did on our goals. So chapter 6 is done. I did the revision guide. I actually started that before I recorded last sprints. It's edited. I'm not doing the audiobook anymore, so I'm just going to tick that off. Formatting. Have I done that? I don't think I've done that, actually. And the website updated chapter release. So I still have to do the formatting, which I should do probably tomorrow. I have to update the website and the chapter release. That is fine because it's not due until July 1st, which means I've got 4 days. 3 days? 3 days. I'm going to be traveling on July 1st, so that should be interesting. But yeah, it's pretty much done at this point. I'm going to leave it here and say we accomplished the goal because the main goal was really just editing it, just so that it's ready to go for the release on July 1st, which I'm happy with where it's at right now. Chapter 14 is 100% drafted. If you were looking at the actual lines on my work log thing, you'll see that I'm actually partway into chapter 15. Man, let me tell you, this section of the book, whew, it is crazy. So I'm going to be mean here, and I'm going to give you this excerpt. The substance had moved across her skin like iron filings following a magnetic field, jittering but ever advancing. Somehow, Ada knew it was no single thing. The goo was countless entities, intelligent entities, nanobots, consuming her molecule by molecule, breaking her down into component parts, absorbing her, remaking her body into a tool for the worm. So yeah, ponder that one for a little bit. A little teaser of what's to come on this mission. It is a horror book after all, so there had to be some horror elements at some point, and part 2 is when they start. Part 1 is mostly set up and getting you to care about the characters, hopefully. Yep, chapter 14 done. Chapter 15 will be done very shortly, probably this week. Let me pull up my calendar here. So next time, we're going to be doing this video on the 12th. So that gives me plenty of time. I'm going to be ambitious here and put 16 and 17 done. Is that a terrible idea? I don't know. It feels risky. I feel like we're stretching ourselves here, but we're going to try it. We're going to try it. 15's already like halfway written, maybe like a third written. And I should be able to finish that soon. So 2.5 chapters, I feel like that's doable. And we're always trying to just get faster and faster, because my goal is to finish with the epilogue by November, essentially. So I have no idea if we're on track for that. Yeah. I guess other than that, I had some luck on Twitter, I guess, just to kind of show you that I really don't know what I'm doing. I basically tweeted out this giant stack of books and asked people if this is something that interests them, physical arcs. And people took that to mean that I was giving them away right now, which that's my fault. I did not communicate that properly. I did ask, hey, would you like one of these arcs, essentially. So I guess this is sort of the announcement, but also I've also been tweeting about it on Twitter. So yeah, I'm going to be doing a giveaway of these 5 arcs, physical arcs. Yeah, and it's going to be announced. It's going to start on July 1st. It's going to be simple. You just got to retweet a tweet and you are in. It'll be worldwide. 5 arcs to give away. I'll pay for shipping. It's fine. Yeah, so I'm just super excited to get some books into people's hands. I know the e-arcs have been out I sent them out like 2 weeks ago or something like that. So, I mean, this is a 500-page book, so I don't expect anybody to read it in 2 weeks unless they really love it, which would be cool. Yeah, so none of that actually explains why I said I got lucky on Twitter, and that is because this had way more of a response than I expected. I thought I was just tweeting a picture of 5 books, sort of like a teaser for the giveaway, and instead it got, oh my goodness, let me check, 161 likes, 25 retweets, like 6,000 views or something like that, which is not, that's not like influencer or going viral numbers, but I am someone who normally gets like two likes on his tweets, so 161 is just absolutely crazy to me. So thank you so much, everybody. I'm so happy that you're interested in this silly little story that I've written. Anyway, that's gonna wrap up my video for this sprint. Writing Sprint 7 starts now. 2.5 chapters. I think we can do it. All right, thanks for watching. I'll see you next time.